Hello dear students, welcome to my today's session on Indian Tourism Organization under the course Introduction to Tourism and Travel Management, which is the 18th session in this course. I am Mudassir Khan, Assistant Professor at the Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Jamia Millia Islamia. Let me just take you to the overview of today's session. Today, we are going to discuss some of the major Indian tourism organizations and their role and importance. These organizations may be either public in nature, which means organizations they are owned or controlled by the government, or private in nature, which means these organizations are owned or controlled by either individuals, commercial enterprises or businesses. These organizations are broadly divided into three levels based on region. National organizations, which deals with issues at country level, and this include organizations like Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, ITDC, which means Indian Tourism Development Corporation, ITO, Indian Association of Tour Operators, etc. Regional organizations, these organizations work at the regional level, which in Indian contexts broadly deals in state levels. This may include state tourism development corporations like Rajasthan Tourism Development Corporations, Kerala Tourism Development Corporations, etc. Local organizations, these organizations deal with issues at lower level like city, district or even at the level of villages and communities. National tourism organization can also be divided based on their area of specialization. We may divide them into three different areas. General organizations, these organizations specialize in almost all aspects of tourism in India like Ministry of Tourism, Government of India or India Tourism Development Corporations. These organizations deal with areas which is relevant to almost all sectors of tourism. Specific organizations, these organizations focus on specific area of tourism. As we all know, tourism is multidisciplinary in nature. Organizations like ITA focuses on tour operations, NHAI on road transport, AAI in aviation, IRCTC in railways or TFCI dealing in with tourism finances. Partial interest in tourism, these organizations are not tourism specific, or we can say that the purpose of establishing these organizations is not related to tourism, but they play a significant role in tourism industry in India, like the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Confederation of Indian Industry. We will discuss the role and importance of some of these tourism organizations, and the best organization to start with is Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. For the development and promotion of tourism in the country, the Ministry of Tourism is the nodal agency for the formulation of national policies and programs, as well as the coordination of activities of various central government agencies, state governments, union territories and the private sectors. The Union Minister of State for Tourism is in charge of this ministry. It is in charge of public sector undertaking like India Tourism Development Corporation, Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, National Institute of Water Sports, National Council for Hotel Management and Catering Technology and the Institute of Hotel Management. The Ministry of Tourism serves as a focal point for the country's tourism growth. It is critical in organizing and supplementing state, union territories, government activities, catalyzing private investment, enhancing advertising and marketing efforts and providing skilled manpower support. Major work done by this ministry relates to all policy matters which include development policies, incentives, external assistance, manpower development, promotion and marketing, investment facilitation, planning, coordination with other ministries, departments, state, UT, governments regulation with standards and guidelines, providing guidelines for infrastructure and product development. Human resource development by setting up institutions or standards or guidelines, making policies, strategies and coordinate publicity and marketing, research analysis, monitoring and evaluation of international cooperation and external assistance, legislation and parliamentary work, establishment matters, vigilance matters, implementation of official language policy, budget coordination and related matters, plan coordination and monitoring, assistance in the formulation of policies by providing feedback from the field offices, monitoring of plan projects and assisting in the plan formulation and regulation, inspection and quality control is in providing guide services and establishing mechanism to handling complaints and redressals. India Tourism Development Corporation (ITDC). ITDC was established in October 1966 and has been a driving force behind country's progressive growth, promotion and expansion of tourism. The broad objective of ITDC are to construct, take over and manage existing hotels and market hotels, beach resorts, travelers, lodges, restaurants, to provide transport, entertainment, shopping and conventional services, to produce, distribute tourist publicity materials, to render consultancy cum managerial services in India and abroad, to carry on the business as full-fledged money changers, FFMC, restricted money changers, etc., to provide motivating, dependable and value for money solutions to the needs of tourism development and engineering industry, including providing consultancy and project implementation. The corporation operates hotels and restaurants for visitors in a variety of locations as well as providing transportation. In addition, the corporation produces, distributes and sells tourist promotional literature as well as offering entertainment and duty-free shopping to the visitors. The company has grown into new areas such as full-fledged money changer services, engineering consultancy services and so on. Besides, ITDC is also managing catering services at Western Court, Vigyan Bhavan, Hyderabad House to reinvent itself in the changing scenario. ITDC, besides consolidating its remaining business area, diversified into new service-oriented businesses like activities like consultancy and execution of tourism and engineering projects, training, education in the tourism and hospitality sectors, event management and mounting of sound and light shows. Directorate General of Civil Aviation (DGCA). Directorate General of Civil Aviation is an attached office of Ministry of Civil Aviation. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation is the regulatory body in the field of civil aviation, primarily dealing with safety issues. It is responsible for regulation of air transport services to, from, within India and for enforcement of civil air regulations, air safety and airworthiness standard. It is also coordinates all regulatory functions with International Civil Aviation Organization. A wide range of functions are entrusted upon DGCA, which is headed by Director General. These include registration of civil aircraft, formulation of standard of airworthiness of civil aircraft registered in India and grant of certificates of airworthiness to such aircrafts, licensing of pilots, aircraft maintenance engineers and flight engineers and conducting examinations and checks for that purpose, licensing of air traffic controllers, certification of aerodromes and CNS ATM facilities, granting of air operators certificates to Indian carriers and regulation of air transport services operating to, from, within, over India by Indian and foreign operators, including clearance of scheduled and non-scheduled flights of such operators. Conducting investigation into accidents, incidents and taking accident prevention measures, including formulation of implementation of safety aviation management programs, carrying out amendments to the Aircraft Act, the aircraft rules and civil aviation requirements for complying with the amendments to ICAO annexes and initiating proposals for amendment to any other act for passing a new act in order to effect an international convention or amendment to an existing convention. Coordination at national level for flexi use of airspace by civil and military air traffic agencies and interaction with ICAO for provision of more air routes for civil use through Indian airspace. keeping a check on aircraft noise and engine emissions in accordance with ICAO Annexure 16 and collaborating with the environmental authorities in this matter if required. Promoting indigenous design and manufacture of aircrafts and aircraft's component by acting as a catalytic agent. Approving training programs of operators for carriage of dangerous goods, issuing authorization for carriage of dangerous goods, etc. The headquarters of DGCA is located in New Delhi with the regional offices in various parts of India. Airport Authority of India (AAI). The Airports Authority of India (AAI) was formed on 1st April 1995 by merging the International Airports Authority of India and National Airports Authority with a view to accelerate the integration, development, expansion and modernization of the operational, terminal and cargo facilities at the airports in the country conforming to international standards. The major functions of AAI include design, development, operation and maintenance of international and domestic airports and civil enclaves, control and management of Indian airspace extended beyond the territorial limits of country as accepted by ICAO, construction, modification and management of passenger terminals, development and management of cargo terminals at international and domestic airports, provision of passenger facilities and information system at the passenger terminal at airports, expansion and strengthening of operation area like runways, aprons, taxiway, etc., provision of visual aids, provision of communication and navigation aids like ILS, DVOR, radar, etc. Training Institute of AAI are Indian Aviation Academy, Civil Aviation Training College and Fire Training Centers in Delhi and Kolkata. ASI, Archaeological Survey of India. The Archaeological Survey of India under the Ministry of Culture is the premier organization for archaeological researches and protection of cultural heritage of nation. Maintenance of ancient monuments and archaeological sites and remains of national importance is the prime concern of the ASI. It majorly deals in protection of monuments, excavations, conservation and preservation, epigraphical studies, managing museums, publications and runs institutes of archaeology, Central Antiquity Collection, Central Archaeological Library, underwater archaeological wings and is actively involved in various conservation activities in countries like Egypt, Indonesia, Bahrain, Vietnam, etc. For the maintenance of ancient monuments and archaeological sites and remains of national importance, the entire country is divided into 24 circles. Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation (IRCTC). Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Organization Corporations Limited is a mini Ratna Category 1 Central Public Sector Enterprise under the Ministry of Railways, Government of India. IRCTC was incorporated on 27 September 1999 as an extended arm of Indian Railways. The core activities of company are detailed below. First, catering and hospitality. IRCTC is one of the largest hospitality and catering companies of the country, with a vast gamut of businesses in hospitality and catering spread over passenger trains, railway stations, station premises and other ancillary business activities through mobile catering business in trains, train side vending and development of pantry cars, static catering business like food plazas, fast food units, refreshment rooms, Jan Ahars, cell kitchens and base kitchens. Other hospitality businesses like executive lounge, retiring rooms and budget hotels and e-catering businesses. Internet ticketing. IRCTC's e-ticketing service has continued to go from strength to strength ever since it came into market and now accounts for 70% of reserved tickets in 2018 and 19 on Indian Railways booked online. On an average, more than 7.78 lakh tickets were sold daily through IRCTC's website during 2018-19. The site offers around-the-clock ticket booking services except for 35 minutes from 23:45 hours to 00:20 hours. Travel and tourism. IRCTC, established in 1999, has been mandated by the Government of India to professionalize and upgrade rail-based tourism in the country. Over the last 20 years, IRCTC has been a catalyst in the overall promotion and development of rail tourists across the country. To facilitate the public at large, IRCTC operates a website www.irctctourism.com, has a plethora of offerings including rail-based packages, hotels, railway, retiring rooms to provide the users a one-stop solution to all their travel needs. IRCTC organizes packages to various destinations for which Indian Railways earmarks seat berths in trains for to and fro journeys. These packages originate from different parts of the country and offer tours to pilgrim destinations, leisure hubs, etc. These trains include special tourist train like Bharat Darshan and Astha circuit trains and special interest trains like Buddhist circuit tourist train. Families and corporate houses can now book full train in the desired routes of exclusive coaches and saloons to be attached to regular trains. IRCTC offer a wide range of accommodation options ranging from short layover to long stays at a large number of locations. Air ticket can also be booked on IRCTC's dedicated web portal www.air.irctc.co.in for domestic and international tickets for almost all airlines from anywhere in the world. Packaged drinking water, Rail Neer. To enhance passenger amenities, the IRCTC launched Rail Neer, a branded packaged drinking water for the rail commuters. At present, the company operates through 14 Rail Neer plants, 11 base kitchens, 5 zonal offices at New Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai and Secunderabad, 10 regional offices, 1 internet ticketing office at New Delhi and 1 office at New Delhi. Tourism Finance Corporation of India (TFCI). Tourism Finance Corporation of India Limited is an Indian financial institution set up in 1989. TFCI acts as a catalyst in creation of infrastructure in hospitality segment in over 3 decades. TFCI has also enabled various businesses to channelize their investment into different segments and locations of the tourism industry. Set up by a group of government organizations like IFCI, LIC, OIC, SBI, BOI, Canara Bank, etc., TFCI was instrumental in creating many firsts like Indian Railways Palace on Wheels, SL World, Spa, Wellness Resorts, Ananda in the Himalayas, etc. In the hospitality sector, TFCI has assisted a third of total capacity of branded hotels in India till date. It has been associated with major domestic as well as international hotel operating brands like ITC, Leela, Taj, Lalit, Lemon Tree, Hyatt, Marriott, Hilton, Radisson, Holiday Inn, Ramada, etc. With a view to augment tourist influx, TFCI has also acted as an advisor to central government, multiple state government, its affiliated agencies and has also assisted in inter alia charting master tourism plan, promotional activities, market potential assessment, tourist flow surveys, market feasibility studies, etc. The stake of IFCI was divested through an open market operation in 2018. TFCI is now focusing on investing in diverse sectors like healthcare, pharma, education, logistics, etc., while maintaining its leadership positions in the hospitality segment. TFCI has also ventured into investment banking activities like M&A advisory, special situation funding and private equity, debt syndication, asset buy, sell side advising, etc. It also continues to be a dominant player in the hospitality segment and is inter alia engaged in project financing, corporate loans, working capital, demand loans, structured financing, etc. With an eye on Atmanirbhar Bharat, TFCI is inclined towards funding MSME segments, the backbone of our economy. Travel Agents Association of India (TAAI). Travel Agents Association of India was incorporated during 1951. It continues most effectively with quality growth and ability to support industry growth. TAAI is India's premier nodal, largest and oldest travel and tourism association. TAAI's membership of about 2,500 leading Indian companies involved actively with tourism brings to its members constant guidance from our 20 regional units, which is unique to TAAI and its development of leadership. Each unit has an elected chairman, secretary and treasurer to effectively administer. It supports road shows, presentations, interaction on industry, updates most effectively. TAI is actively associated with the airlines and ITA. TAI's Active Airlines Council connects TAI with domestic and international airlines. It works closely with the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. TAI has a large membership which are active involved in several industry verticals, and thus its focus is to promote these effectively and connect members with opportunities. Another important activity of TAI is to be close associated with embassies, consulates and high commissions. TAI is also recognized by the Government of India to support in the activity of hotel classification. Its representative is on the panel that visits to certify a hotel seeking star status. TAI is associated with universities, colleges and educational institutions with educational initiatives to promote education in tourism. Indian Association of Tour Operation (ITO). The Indian Association of Tour Operators is the national body of tourism industry. It has over 1600 members covering all segments of tourism industry. ITO interacts closely with the government on all critical issues affecting the tourism industry in India with the highest priority to tourism facilitation. It interacts closely with all government ministries, departments, Chamber of Commerce and Industry, diplomatic missions, etc. It acts as the common medium between the decision makers and the industry and presents the complete perspective to both sides, synergizing their common agenda of tourism facilitation. All ITO members observe the highest standard of professional ethics and offers personalized service to their clients. Being the national apex body of tourism industry, ITO is always actively responsible to its social responsibility. All ITO members actively participate in meetings their social obligation not only during national emergencies and natural calamities, but also as an ongoing venture. ITO has 5 categories of membership: active, allied, associate, international and honorary. All its active members are recognized and approved by Indian government's Department of Tourism have at least 3 years experience of handling international tourists to India before being admitted to ITO fraternity. ITO's affairs are managed by an executive committee elected by the active members every 2 years. The executive committee is headed by the president with a team of 6 office bearers and 9 executive members. The executive committee meets every month to discuss current tourism industry and membership issues. ITO networks through its state level chapters at the local level, where all local issues are handled at the appropriate level. Travel Agents Federation of India (TAFI). TAFI is a non-political, non-commercial and not-for-profit body. It is a trade association founded in 1986 aimed to regulate the Indian travel business, keeping close coordination with the set of strong business ethics and code of conduct. The major functions of TAFI include to protect the interests of those engaged in the industry, to promote its orderly growth and development, to safeguard the travelling public from exploitation by unscrupulous and unreliable so-called travel agents, to safeguard the interests of travelling public and to maintain high ethical standards within the travel trade through better communications and awareness about regulations, to augment the development of travel industry in India by consistent improvement in the standard of service and inculcate professionalism, to spread greater awareness and upload information on travel to efficiently cater to the needs of travelers within India and overseas, to promote mutual cooperation among members of TAFI and thereby ensure healthy growth of the travel industry, to represent the travel agents trade before official bodies of government, airline bodies and other appropriate forums, to promote such schemes which would benefit the members of TAFI as well as provide mutually beneficial alternatives to the airline industry for better growth of travel, to safeguard the interests of the travel agents like service providers such as airlines, several consulates, several government authorities, to ensure compliance of rules, regulations and guidelines sent by the consulates, government authorities, airlines, etc. Association of Domestic Tour Operators of India (ADTOI). Association of Domestic Tour Operators of India is the national body for domestic tour operators constituted on 7th August 1996 with the express purpose of consolidating the efforts of all those tour operators who are actively engaged in the promotion of domestic tourism in the country. Major objectives of this organization are to coordinate and ensure 3 essential prerequisites of domestic tourism development in the areas of improvement of facilities, to guarantee safety and security for travelers and disseminating information, to establish a healthy atmosphere in the domestic tourism and build healthy relations between tour operators, travel agents and other persons and organizations in tourism industry, to formulate a uniform code of conduct to govern the procedure of booking, confirmations, payments, refunds, cancellations, no-shows, changes, preponement and postponement, retention charges, commissions and discounts. Take all necessary steps to promote and develop domestic tourism in India by establishing communication channels with tourism bodies, to promote environment protection, cultural exchange and national integration in the territory of India, to educate the traveller about the importance of eco-friendliness and promote the cause of a pristine and clean environment, to achieve a level of accreditation that will instill confidence in the buyers of travel services. Apart from these organizations, there are some other organizations and travel related organizations like Association of Tourism Trade Organization India, ATTOI. It is an association of individual and independent companies, each with its own distinctive style and field of operation. It establishes healthy business relationship and harmony among tourism business members by publicizing good practices to encourage and spread responsible tourism. Protecting the natural and cultural environment and responsible travel are the key concern. Confederation of Indian Industry, CII. They work to create and sustain an environment conducive to the development of India, partnering industry, government and civil society through advisory and consultative processes. CII is a non-government, not-for-profit, industry-led and industry-managed organization. CII charts change by working closely with government on policy issues, interfacing with thought leaders and enhancing efficiency, competitiveness and business opportunities for industry through a range of specialized services and strategic global linkages. It also provides a platform for consensus building and networking on key issues. Indian Convention Promotion Bureau, ICPB. It is the only travel industry body with participation from entire MICE industry, with members from state government, hotels, airlines, tour operators, travel agents, professional conference organizers, event managers, educational institutions and more. Besides projecting India as a conference destination, the aims and objectives of ICPB include the development of conference traffic to India, supported by continuing programs of creating better awareness for the role and benefits of congresses and conventions in the context of national objectives. The endeavor of ICPB is to have highly developed convention centers all over the country to make India the preferred destination of the world. And there are several other state tourism boards and development corporations like Rajasthan Tourism Development Corporation, RTDC, Delhi Tourism and Transportation Development Corporation, DTTDC, Goa Tourism Development Corporation, Kerala Tourism Development Corporations. Similarly, you will find most of the state tourism development corporation as per on the internet, as the list is exhaustive for most of the states. You will find the reference of the topics covered in this sessions in the following books and websites mentioned before on the slides, which may be used for better understanding. So, that would be all for today's session. Thank you, my dear students, for attending this session. You may write to me at the ID mentioned on the slide here. Thank you so much.